just so you know that. So if something were to happen to you, because your trust is like a person, and it's the only one out of those that's like a person acting on your behalf. The trust is like a person. When anybody wants to do anything, they have to go through the trustee in order to get access to anything. The trustee does not own the trust. The trustee controls the trust. So the trustee can say, no, according to the person's wishes, I'm not allowed to do that. You sure you don't want to sell the house? No, I can't do that, because the trust says that that's not what the trust, the person who owned the house, the property wants. They want the house rented, and they want the proceeds to go to their kids in a specific order. When they're 20, they get $10,000. If they're married before they're 30 years old, they can get another gift. Don't give them any more money until they get 65 and they're retired. Then you give them 20% of whatever it is. You can be very specific with a trust. And FYI, that's usually how wealthy people leave their estates.
Yeah, I was just gonna give some examples to like the Rockefellers and
yes.
I'm sure that I think Chase Morgan was a family. I know they're the bank, and even Chick-fil-A, even it's a restaurant. When you hear the backstory, it's like a working trust where they promise to keep the business in the family. And how I've listened to interviews with the main face, how he has transitioned the ownership to one of his sons, and how the whole thing, they sit as a family and discuss on a regular basis the entire work. So that's like a trust in work.
That is a trust.
Every day working before us.
Yes. And the trust, the amazing thing about a trust is once it's in place, it starts working. And it can continue for years. Walt Disney had a trust. And that's, again, how Walt Disney Corporation was able to survive, because none of his kids were working with him. None of his kids were part of his organization, but he left each of them a certain amount of money. The biggest difference between a trust and a will is you cannot dispute a trust, but you can dispute a will. So if you're, if someone is like scared, like their family members are going to want to come after their money if they leave anything for anybody, the family member is going to want to come after it. A trust would be the best way to go, because once a trust is in place, it doesn't matter what they do. It's not going to change the standards of the trust. A will, you can dispute. A trust, you can't dispute.
Right. And that's what the judges get you to play and try and be prophets and prophetesses.
Yeah.